What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Shemaine, aka Terry McGinnis, and I'm coming at you with an informative how-to video on how to play Jago. Now, keep in mind, this is just how I play Jago, how I go about certain situations, but I do believe I have some very useful information that people can use. So let's go and get started. Jago is at least the most versatile character in the entire game thus far. He has an answer for all situations, and we're going to go over some situations, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I play Jago. Now, depending on the opponent, I change up my playstyle. Like, for instance, Glacius. He's a opponent that I think I have to play good defense and then go ahead and attack. Where normally I like to rush, and pressure my opponent. It comforts me knowing that I'm the one causing damage, chipping, and building shadow meter. That's me. I like to keep a good pressure game and get them to do stuff like that. Except I obviously missed with my my cross-up, but something like that where they can waste shadow meter on an attack that completely whiffs. That is something that I try to do. Now, let's go ahead and go over some topics. Zoning. Obviously, you're going to use Jago's Indokukens. They're very good for zoning, and they're very good for safe approaches, which you can use, for instance, a slow Indokuken. And if they're backing up, they don't jump over it, go ahead and use a heavy wind kick to close the distance, and it ensures your approach is safe. Or what I like to do is I like to bait my opponent. I will throw an Indokuken. I will have them jump over it. I'll keep backing up. I'll throw a couple more. Try to get them into a rhythm. So that way, when they jump, I can either use a heavy wind kick to go ahead and hit them, or use a Tiger's Fury to hit them, or use a low heavy punch, which is a fantastic anti-air. That's what I like to do. And also, if your Indokukens get blocked, you're just building shadow meter. So either way, it's almost a win-win. This is just a very general tip. Make sure you always have good defense. Practice defense. Go in practice mode. Pick your character that you want to use, and just make sure you go over every other character's freaking lows and what hits overhead. That's gonna help you more than you know. So you're a lot more prepared for when you go online and ranked and whatnot. The next topic we're going to go over is knockdowns, and this is when you cause a knockdown. This is something I just like to call the four-way mind game with Jago that he can play. When you cause a hard knockdown, like let's say I cause a hard knockdown right there, and if he was to get up, you can do one of four things. You can go for another grab, or you can do a sweep, or you can do the neck cutter move, or you can go for a cross-up. What I typically like to do is whenever I cause a hard knockdown, I go back and forth a little bit, just get the opponent a little bit antsy. I go for a sweep. If that connects, awesome. The next time, because that not only that, the sweep also causes a hard knockdown, so it just repeats the process. Now, what I like to do is I'm assuming they're thinking I'm going to go for another sweep, so I'm going to go for a neck cutter. And if the neck cutter hits, then I can follow up with the full combo. Now, I can repeat that process, just sweep, neck cutter, but that gets a little tame, and your opponent can start to figure that out. So you can go in for a grab, or you can go in for a cross-up, which Jago's jumping heavy punch is fantastic. It's a fantastic cross-up. It works so well. Also, this match, Jago versus Saberwood, it said Jago versus Thunder, and yet it brings this up. It's so frustrating. That just needs to be fixed. That's a little annoying. Like I said, I change up my game plan depending on my opponent. So, for instance, Saberwolf is an extremely heavy rushdown character. I know that I can't sit on my heels, because if I do, I'm going to be the one being chipped to death, or, being combo, he's going to find an opening. So I have to put the pressure on and make sure I don't give him any opportunities. And of course, he hits me. I'm not the best player in the world, but that's my mindset. I have to pressure. I can't let him do that, because he's going to win, because Saberwolf is a lot faster than Jago. He has when it comes to rushdown, he has more tools than Jago does. Moving on. Now, this is a situation for when you are the one getting knocked down. Jago's Tiger's Fury is it's a good wake-up attack. It's invincible. However, I do not like it per se, because I'm just not a huge fan of wake-ups, because they're very unsafe if they're blocked. I am not one for that. I do not dig that. So this is what I do. I usually try to assess what the opponent's doing. If they're staying close, or if they're gonna jump, I block appropriately. I like to figure out what they're trying to play and turn it against them. I try to think, if I'm in their shoes, what would I do if I just caused a hard knockdown, which I just went over the four-way mind game, and I try to apply that to my situation. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Next, we're gonna talk about Footsies. Which ones are the best for Jago to go ahead and use? Okay, you guys, let's talk about Footsies and pokes. However, before I get into that, there's going to be a part of the match that comes up really soon where I show you a little bit of that four-way mind game. I'm actually going to hit him with a nice anti-air, and I'm going to mess around with him. I'm going to hit him with a sweep, and then I'm going to follow up with the net cutter. Should be happening right now. There we go. Here we go. Hit the sweep. Now moving back and forth, then I go for the net cutter. I was assuming that he was going to block low, and the net cutter hits overhead, so it trumps it anyways. I got it off. Obviously my combo got broken, but yet I still did some damage. And that's what I'm talking about. That four-way mind game can really help you out. So let's talk about Jago's pokes. His medium kick is extremely fast, and it has good range. And all of these are relatively easy to combo after. His, as well as his medium kick. His low medium kick is hits low obviously, and it's fast, and it's very easy to combo after. It's really good. His heavy punch has good range, and the thing about this game is if there's a simultaneous hit that happens, then the higher level of the attack will trump the lower level, which is pretty self-explanatory, meaning heavies beat mediums, mediums beat light. And the nice thing about it is because Jago's heavy punch is fast, it does a lot of damage, it's heavy, you're going to win a lot of battles, and that can turn into a full combo obviously. His double roundhouse is really good. It's a good poke, it's plus on block. Not only that, it's a great frame trap, which I'll talk about in a minute. Another good one is his wind kick. I typically use his heavy wind kick, even though it's kind of you can kind of counter it if you see it enough times. The thing that I like about it though is if it just gets blocked straight on, it'll push you back a couple of feet, so it gives you enough time to react, to jump back, backdash, neutral jump to avoid some damage. Okay, so let's talk about that frame trap I just mentioned. It's really best used in the corner. What you do is when you have your opponent in the corner, you double roundhouse, cancel into heavy laser sword. Now if the opponent goes low, you go ahead and hit him with a wind kick because it's invulnerable to low attacks, and you can go into a full combo. If your opponent tries to hit you with a normal attack that's just standing, anything that's standing mid or overhead, you go ahead and hit that heavy punch. It's really fast, it'll trump anything that's not a heavy punch or a heavy attack, and you can combo into it. Now, I give a lot of credit to True Underdog because, pause for the cause. If you don't follow or if you don't subscribe to him on YouTube, do that now because his guides are fantastic. They're going to help you out more than you know. They've helped me out so much. Okay, moving along. Grabbing is your friend in this game. You can do a lot of damage just by grabbing, and they're all safe. One thing that's nice about Jago is when you grab, when you're throwing your opponent down, you can cancel it into any one of your special moves or your EX moves or shadow moves. You know what I mean. And the only downside about that is Jago can be easily counter broken with that. However, that's easy counter breaker bait right there. If you can bait your opponent into doing that and counter breaking, that can lead to so much damage. Let's talk about combos real quick, not too long. If you know your opponent is guessing, they're going on first frame and they're breaking on first frame, just once you get a lockout, just hit them with the heavies. Hit them with the heavies. But if your opponent is really skilled, you have to mix it up. Land an opener, and then follow it up with lights, and then a medium linker. You know what I mean? Something around there. You need to mix it up. A couple more tips real quick. Stay on the offensive. Be aggressive, not stupidly aggressive. Thank you guys for watching so much.